The night draped Blackwood Valley in heavy shadows, and the ancient trees whispered secrets older than time itself. In the damp twilight near Miller's Creek, a mystery had been set in motion with the discovery of an artifact so rare and enigmatic that it threatened to shatter the boundaries between myth and reality. It all began when an unyielding force of nature, an obsidian feather, dark as midnight and impossibly sharp, was found nestled among the overgrown ferns. The feather, preserved in an almost supernatural state, lay on damp soil as if placed there with great care by an unseen hand. Its presence evoked ancient legends whispered among the locals and stirred restless echoes of a past long forgotten. The narrative unfolds as the solitary investigator, Elias Thorne, stepped into a realm where the everyday mingled with the extraordinary. Elias, whose penetrating eyes and resolute heart had seen more than most were willing to believe, was drawn to the mystery. Like a moth to a flame, his journey began at Miller's Creek, a serene spot by day and a brooding canvas for secrets by night. The creek's gentle murmur belied the turmoil beneath, and its banks cradled clues that defied logical explanation. As Elias examined the obsidian relic, he could sense that the feather was much more than a mere anomaly. It was a symbol, a calling card perhaps, left behind by forces whose motives remained shrouded in the mysteries of the ages. In the days that followed the discovery, the tranquil routine of the town was disrupted by whispers of an inexplicable disappearance. A local resident had seemingly vanished from a locked room without a trace. The only unusual evidence left behind was a cryptic inscription etched upon a stone near the scene, a message as elusive as the wind but laden with ominous warnings. Elias, ever determined, realized that these scattered clues formed threads of a tapestry that spanned centuries. Every element of the mystery was interwoven with the rich folklore of Blackwood Valley and the spectral remnants of past tragedies. The obsidian feather, as iconic as it was foreboding, emerged as the silent herald of a deeper mystery that begged to be unraveled. Under moonlit skies, Elias embarked on his investigation. The valley transformed after dusk into an enchanted labyrinth of twisted pathways and forgotten relics. With each careful step, he encountered remnants of rituals and symbols carved into ancient bark, hints of a civilization that once revered the enigmatic power of dark talismans. The environment resonated with an otherworldly energy. Even the air seemed to hum with a forgotten language. Elias's keen instincts led him to revisit the creek countless times, where the soft lapping of water against stones played an eerie symphony, a score perfectly in tune with the secrets embedded in the obsidian feather. Every detail, from the miniature patterns on the feather's surface to the distinct curve of its tip, implied a connection to an era steeped in mysticism and ritualistic power. The further Elias delved into the mystery, the more the demarcation between legend and reality began to dissolve. The local folklore told tales of a guardian spirit, a spectral protector whose appearance was marked by a dark sign, often symbolized by precious relics like the obsidian feather. This spirit, believed to be both a harbinger and a protector, was said to traverse the thin veil separating the living from the dead, guiding lost souls on paths of redemption or retribution. It was as if the feather was a tangible reminder of this ancient protector, its presence heralding not only sorrow and loss but also the potential for revelations that could alter the course of fate. In the muted glow of street lamps and the flickering lights that punctuated ancient estates, Elias began to piece together a narrative, connecting the disappearance at the locked room with the ancient lore encapsulated by the relic. Elias's journey took him deep into the forgotten archives of the valley's past, where yellowed manuscripts and brittle scrolls detailed rituals once performed to appease the guardian spirit of Blackwood Valley. These records, preserved in secret by generations of lorekeepers, describe the obsidian feather as both a blessing and a curse, a divine token left to mark significant events. As Elias pored over these documents in a cramped archive room filled with the musk of aging paper, he sensed an almost palpable energy emanating from the pages. The text spoke of an intricate balance between protection and retribution, suggesting that the feather's discovery was a prelude to events that could not be contained by ordinary means. Each word in these ancient volumes resonated with an urgency that compelled him to further explore the path laid out before him. The investigation grew perilous as modern-day conspiracies began to cast long, creeping shadows over the valley. Unmarked vehicles were seen parked inconspicuously near abandoned warehouses, and whispered conversations in dimly lit corners hinted at the involvement of clandestine organizations. Elias uncovered hints that the disappearance was not a mere act of chance, but part of a larger scheme orchestrated by those who wished to harness the latent energies of Blackwood Valley for their own inscrutable purposes. The obsession with controlling the supernatural had led some to manipulate folklore itself, twisting legendary accounts into powerful tools to exert influence over the mortal realm. Hidden files, cryptic emails, and elusive transactions painted a picture of modern individuals whose ambitions defied ethical boundaries, all set against the backdrop of a mystery as old as time. Venturing deeper into the entwined shadows of myth and modernity, Elias found solace and danger in equal measure. His steps brought him to a derelict manor at the edge of the valley, a decaying relic of a bygone era that was rumored to have once been a sanctuary for keepers of ancient wisdom. Within its time-worn walls lay cryptic symbols and faded murals depicting scenes of solemn ritual and otherworldly guardians. Every surface, from the cold stone floors to the splintered beams overhead, seemed to murmur secrets of long-forgotten rites. Here, in the quiet solitude of his investigation, Elias felt the weight of centuries pressing upon him, a silent reminder that some forces are as immutable as the passage of time itself. As the investigation continued, Elias began to draw connections between the Obsidian Feather and the enigmatic stone etched with a message near the disappearance site. Though the inscription was couched in symbols that defied immediate translation, subtle parallels emerged. The stone's message spoke of a balance disrupted and a truth that should never be disturbed, a veritable warning cast across the ages. Elias realized that the mystery was not merely about solving a modern-day crime, but about confronting a truth that had been buried beneath layers of history, superstition, and human ambition. Each revisited clue, every ancient text, and the persistent presence of the feather wove a narrative that underscored the inescapable reality. Certain secrets, once brought to light, could unleash consequences that humanity had never foreseen. The investigation was now an intricate dance between the seen and unseen, with Elias at the helm of a quest that demanded equal parts courage and intuition. His journey was underscored by a relentless pursuit of the truth, a truth that was as elusive as it was transformative. The Obsidian Feather had assumed a life of its own, its dark luster reflecting not only the light of the moon but also the deeper shadows of the human psyche. It served as a constant reminder that some paths, once taken, could not be retraced, and that certain relics, imbued with ancient power, had the ability to forever alter the lives of those who encountered them. In the shifting interplay of light and dark, the valley's ancient magic began to reveal its dual nature. On one hand, there was a comforting sense of destiny, a reminder that each individual was part of an enduring story that transcended the ordinary. On the other hand, a palpable tension simmered beneath the surface. The very forces that had once protected the valley now threatened to tear it asunder. With every step, Elias felt as if he were walking along the edge of an abyss, the precipice of which hid both ancient wisdom and modern treachery. The mysteries he unraveled were not mere relics of a forgotten past, but active players in an intricate drama that bridged the gap between the natural and the supernatural. The investigative journey unfolded amid a series of awe-inspiring natural landscapes and eerie, abandoned locales. Elias traversed dense groves where the canopy of towering trees filtered the moonlight into fragmented shards of silver and shadow. In these haunted woodlands, the air was thick with the earthy scent of moss and decay, and every rustle of leaves and distant cry of an unseen creature lent the night an air of suspense. The orchestra of nature, in its most primal form, became both a companion and an adversary, masking hidden dangers while simultaneously guiding him toward the truth. It was within this realm of undulating landscapes and secret clearings that the Obsidian Feather's mystique grew ever more potent, a tangible reminder of the valley's dual nature as a sanctuary for ancient wisdom and a nexus of modern intrigue. As Elias ventured further into the depths of Blackwood Valley, the layers of mystery revealed themselves like the peeling of an old, weathered tapestry. He recalled the fervor with which the community had clung to their folklore, passing down tales of a guardian spirit who manifested through unexpected signs. Each instance recounted by the elders seemed to coincide with unexplained phenomena: a stall in the wind, a sudden silence in the forest, or the appearance of a dark object at the very moment when fate was about to make its mark. The Obsidian Feather, with its cold, reflective surface and menacing sharpness, personified these tales. It was as if the ancient guardian had chosen to manifest, in a form both beautiful and terrifying, bridging the gap between the tangible and the mythical. In the closed confines of a forgotten study, Elias meticulously cross-referenced his findings with historical records and perplexing modern evidence. The pièce de resistance of his investigation, the Obsidian Feather, sat on a polished tabletop like an anomaly from another world. Each day, he would contemplate its complex symbolism, against a backdrop of skepticism and wonder. The feather no longer represented a solitary, unexplained relic but had become a beacon illuminating the myriad secrets interlaced within the fabric of Blackwood Valley. Its discovery was a moment of reckoning, a call to confront the enigmatic forces that lurked just beneath the veneer of everyday life, waiting for an unwitting soul to unlock their eternal vigil. Within the hushed corridors of the valley's oldest mansion, Elias uncovered further clues, a series of correspondences and personal journals belonging to a long-departed keeper of lore. The faded ink and trembling handwriting spoke of forbidden rites and a relentless covenant with forces beyond mortal control. They recounted desperate attempts to safeguard secrets too potent for humankind, urging future generations to tread lightly. When approaching the realm of the arcane, the journals described the Obsidian Feather as a sentinel of sorts, a token entrusted to signal when the balance between light and dark was on the brink of collapse. Each page he turned revealed the intricate dance of fate and free will, illustrating how the whisper-thin line between guardian and destroyer blurred with every passing moment. As dawn approached and the horizon glowed with the first hints of light, the valley seemed to exhale a long-held secret. Elias, standing beneath a sky streaked with the past and the promise of a new day, realized the magnitude of what he was truly facing. The Obsidian Feather was not merely a remnant of a time lost to memory. It was a tangible embodiment of an eternal struggle, one that demanded reverence, caution, and ultimately, a sacrifice. In the cold embrace of the morning mist, amidst the rustling leaves that carried ancient prayers, the feather beckoned him with an intensity that was both magnetic and foreboding. In the realm of Blackwood Valley, where nature and myth converged, the narrative of the Obsidian Feather had woven itself into the fabric of destiny. Elias Thorne, with his steadfast determination and unwillingness to turn away from a mystery too great to ignore, bore the weight of a legacy that spanned not only the present but centuries of forgotten lore. The evidence he collected, from the haunting inscription on the stone to the spectral glimmer found in the grove, spoke to an era when legends were lived and every relic was imbued with divine significance. His journey through the labyrinth of clues and histories was as dangerous as it was revelatory, each step echoing the silent mandate of the ancient guardians. As the investigation neared a pivotal moment, the valley itself appeared to shift, as if aligning to a higher scheme. The whisper of the wind carried voices of the past, and the crumbling architecture of forgotten temples seemed to pulse with an inner light. Elias stood amid this interplay of history and enigma, understanding that the Obsidian Feather was a key to unlocking truths that had long been obscured by fear and time. In its sleek, obsidian sheen lay not only the harbinger of a potential disaster but also the promise of redemption for a troubled land. The intricate network of conspiracies now revealed that modern forces had their own designs on the ancient powers, seeking to repurpose the mystical relic for goals of control and dominion. The narrative of the Obsidian Feather, etched across millennia and intertwined with the fate of Blackwood Valley, had evolved into a saga of epic proportions. Every shard of evidence encountered by Elias resonated with a deeper significance, inviting him and those who dared follow the trail to cast aside the mundane and embrace the unfathomable. In the interplay of shadow and substance, the feather emerged as both an omen and a guide, a silent sentinel poised to reveal the hidden truths of a world where every mystery carried the echoes of its timeless origins. In the final cadence of his quest, as the vestiges of night yielded to the resplendent light of day, Elias prepared to confront the culmination of the enigma. Standing at the crossroads of myth and modernity, the trail of the Obsidian Feather revealed that the disappearance, the cryptic inscriptions, and the ancient rites were but chapters in a larger, unfolding narrative. A narrative that would demand an unwavering confrontation with the forces that guarded its secrets. Amid the scattering of dawn's light and the lingering shadows of the past, the valley whispered its final, eternal paradox. That some truths, once unearthed, would forever change the course of one's destiny. Thus, the story of the Obsidian Feather, its discovery at Miller's Creek, the mysterious inscription in stone, and its profound link to both ancient lore and modern machinations, became a timeless testament to the power of the unknown. As Elias Thorne continued his journey deeper into the heart of Blackwood Valley, he carried with him the understanding that every relic, Every mystery holds within it the potential to awaken long-forgotten memories and, in doing so, reshape the boundaries of reality. The trail of the Obsidian Feather was not just a path through the dark woods, but a pilgrimage towards the essence of truth hidden beneath layers of lore and human endeavor. In the lingering glow of that fateful day, as the first full light of morning bathed the valley, in a quiet, resolute brilliance, the legacy of the Obsidian Feather became clearer. It was a symbol of both warning and revelation, a relic that commanded respect for the ancient pacts that governed nature and destiny. And so, the journey continued, each step illuminated by the profound understanding that in Blackwood Valley, where myth and reality dance in endless twilight, nothing is ever as it seems. And every discovery leads to another hidden chapter in the epic saga of time. Every element of this mystery, from the dark shimmer of the Obsidian Feather to the cryptic messages carved in stone, now stood as a beacon guiding Elias and those who would follow his trail. The ancient guardian's spirit, interwoven with modern conspiracies and timeless legends, whispered the enduring truth that the fabric of life is both fragile and infinitely complex. In the silent echoes of the valley, where forgotten voices melded with the rustle of leaves and the murmur of deep streams, the story of the Obsidian Feather promised a journey of endless discovery, one in which every step taken unveiled secrets that bridged the gap between the living and the ancient. In this realm of perpetual enigmas, where shadows held answers and every relic bore a tale of its own, the timeless dance between destiny and human endeavor persisted. In the heart of Blackwood Valley, beneath skies that had witnessed countless generations and secrets too potent for words, the trail of the Obsidian Feather remained a testament to the eternal allure of mystery, a silent, mesmerizing call that beckoned souls to venture into the unknown and embrace the wondrous, terrifying beauty of a truth that spanned the ages.